Hey everybody, happy Tuesday here. Today we are going to be jumping right in here. If you saw the title of the video, I feel like sometimes we really, I don't want to overemphasize the title here, but today what we're teaching will change your drumming if you have not done it, if you haven't been exposed to it. Maybe you have, and you just are looking at getting better with that. If you looked at the title, this will change your drumming, I believe was the title. Change your drumming now with this. And then the thumbnail is linear fills. I've talked about linear fills a lot on this channel. I've got several different videos. I've got the whole series of the Fills Foundation series where I take you through different ways that you can use to never run out of ideas for fills. And this could be applied to beats as well. And so today, I'm just kind of using that same concept, and I have a few examples here, but we're going to go over some linear fills, and more specifically, half-measure linear fills. And so if this is your first time here, thank you. If you have not already, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell notification so that you're notified every single time we upload a video here. But also, if you find value out of this video and you know someone who may be able to benefit from this, please share this video because it's going to help me, it's going to help the channel, it's going to help the algorithm show, hey, more people could be learning from this. And so these are things that I've learned and applied over the past 23 years that I've been drumming, and I will tell you that I've seen the results, and you will see the results too. So share this video if you haven't. I think we're at 953 subscribers, so 47 away from 1,000, which is awesome. I appreciate everybody who is tuned into any video at any point in time, in any live, any short, whatever it may be. So we're talking about half-measure fills today, so I hope that this mic is picking it up well, the audio and everything. Cool, yeah, looks like we're good. So with this, I've talked about linear drumming several times, as I mentioned. And linear drumming, all it is when your limbs aren't hitting at the same time. No, one limb is hitting at the same time. And you hear linear drumming so much. Name any genre: rock, pop, gospel drumming. One of the fills that you'll hear it in with is the right-left kick-kick pattern, or the right-left kick-kick. So right, left, kick, and then I'll do, after that, I'll do some right, left, kick, and I'll slow to fast to slow so you can be like, okay, I get that. Right, left, kick. Oh my gosh. So those are super fun fills to do. And those are, you hear them everywhere. You hear them, I mean, it's been, those types of fills have been happening for several decades across just a variety of genres. And those are just fills, you could do those for, but also you'll hear those in beats too. Let's take the right, left, kick, and apply that to a beat. And so with these linear fills, it's as you heard that and as I explained it, no limbs are hitting at the same time. Really, a lot of the times when we're doing fills behind the drums, we may do a half measure or full measure fill or a 2-measure fill, whatever it is. And then we're doing, we're playing multiple limbs at the same time. And so with linear, that right, left, kick, or right, left, kick, there are no two limbs playing simultaneously at the same time. And so, honestly, the video title, this will change your drumming. If you haven't been exposed to linear drumming or you just started diving in, the stuff in this video is going to be really beneficial for you. I've got 6 different fills that we're going to go over. 3 of them in the 16th note subdivision, and then 3 more in the 16th note triplet subdivision here. And I've got a Google Docs document here pulled up where I've got half measure 16th, half measure 16th triplet. And they're all just variations of these, just variations of a right-left kick pattern. At the most basic form, there are other things that you can do where it's like not necessarily fully linear. If you start doing flams in between when you're doing kicks and everything, obviously, flams don't really count. I guess they could because you have that ghost note followed by the primary note, but this is just simply for anyone who wants to delve into linear drumming. And so with this, this is super beneficial for you. If you are a beginner, if you're intermediate even, I think these will help you because you're going to be able to apply them. And as the title said, as I just mentioned, this will change your drumming. When I started doing linear drumming, I was like, okay, this is cool. Right, left, kick, kick, right, left, kick, kick. This is cool. I can do that. Awesome. What does that mean for me? Well, like from there, that may be where you're exposed to that linear drumming, but there are other things that you can do. There are ways that you can break up your drum parts to where you start thinking about them a little bit differently. And I talk about these in the Phil's Foundation series that I have here on YouTube. So definitely check that out if you haven't already. I start with linear drumming, and we go through all the different ways that you can implement the kick drum and where those right, left patterns are, because that is a very more beginner-friendly video. And then from there, we go more into doing doubles, and right, left kick. And so linear drumming is going to help you to be able to not play the same things. I've talked about this a lot, and someone had this question on one of the lives. How can I sit down on the drums and not play the same things? Well, linear drumming is going to help you. It's also going to frustrate you if you haven't done it, because there are exercises that I did in the basics linear foundation video that I put out probably last year at this point that is going to challenge you. And it's just all about moving that kick drum around. If we have if we're taking just basic right, left patterns and moving that kick drum around those patterns to where we're doing linear, it may sound something like this. I'll just do a brief kind of overview of that. And so on. You're just moving that kick drum around. And that's going to help you to be able to play more things. It's going to help you to be able to play more things creatively, to think about things a little bit more creatively. Sometimes we listen to drum parts, and I've done it before, where I listen to drummers. I always talk about it. Drummers who surpass me in every facet of every skill level. And I'll hear the fill that they do, and I'm like, dude, that sounds really, really sweet. What are they doing? How is that so fast? And it seems like they've got like 6 arms or something. And I'll listen in a little more, and I'll be like, oh, okay, they're doing some kick drum there. I'm like, okay, that's linear drumming. And so you'll hear that a lot, especially with those gospel drummers, where they do just some crazy, crazy fills where, you're like, dude, I don't know. They're doing some stuff. They're adding in another limb there, and that's their kick drum. And so this is the foundations, even on top of that foundations to linear drumming video that I have. These fills are really going to be helpful for you. So let's dive in here and go over these fills. So let me just make sure. Cool. 2 concurrent viewers. Sweet. So the first fill, we're doing 3, as I mentioned, that are half measure 16th note. And so all it is there's a kick, right, left, kick, left, right, or right, left, however you want to do that. And so if you were to slow that down, it's just 8 notes. Each one of these first 3 are 8 notes because it's half measure 16th. So they're half measure fills. And I'll give you some context too so you know what I'm talking about here. So this is the first fill. I'm just going to play it slow, the 8 notes, and then I'm going to use it in a basic beat. So with these fill examples, I like to take that pattern around differently because you could do that all on the snare. I'll do fills on the hi-hats. I'll raise the hi-hat. So in that example, that last note, that 8th note there, where it was just the right, left pattern or left, right pattern, that last note, I'll open the hi-hat up. And so these are just different ways. I'll cross over sometimes too, and you'll see a lot of gospel drummers really doing that. And so it's just one of those ways where you can start thinking about those fills a little bit differently. You can think about those not so, I guess the term is granularly or whatever. You're thinking about them outside the box. And so this fill, once again, is just kick, da, da, kick, da, 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 da. And so I've talked about it in a lot of videos, and with that fill and any other fill or anything you're learning, whether it be some rudiments or whatever it is, practice that slow and building up the speed to a faster tempo and then back down to slow, you know, like you're going slow, fast, faster, fastest, and then back down like, you know, you're going up a hill or whatever. And then practice that also just a bunch of times at whatever tempo, you know, without a metronome. Obviously practice with the metronome, but just practice at a tempo. Don't think so much about the speed. Just practice where it feels like you're not rushing ahead and it feels like you can handle that tempo. And then also different tempos with the metronome. Obviously, I recommend that. But with this fill, it's going to help you out. What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in. So this is one of those that I'll do a lot. You know, I've done it in different settings, you know, and it's like a fill that I like talking about half measure fills because it gives you a chance to be a little bit, you know, you get to kind of think outside the box, especially with linear drumming, and you kind of get to shine a little bit, but the song is still, you're still serving the song as a drummer. You're not getting too crazy. Obviously, you want to throw in eventually some longer fills in there, some longer form fills, full measure, 2 measure, whatever, but this video, we're just talking about the half measure because they're just easy to go over. And really, you can combine that, and if I wanted to do a full measure fill of just this fill, you could do that too, you know? Say you got a full measure fill coming up in a song. by all means, change the patterns. I mean, obviously, you're still doing the kick, right, left, kick, right, left, or whatever the sticking is. But changing where those strokes are around the drums, you know, doing it on the toms, crossing over, hi-hat, even the bell. Super fun ways to just be able to do those. And if you think it sounds weird, do that. Like, dive in more where it sounds weird, because you're going to start finding out some really cool ideas there. And that's really where you want to delve into. Where does it sound weird? Where are you most uncomfortable with doing that? Go into that and do it. So that's the first fill. And so the second half measure fill is just a right, left. Let me make sure my mic is still on here. Sometimes I do that. Okay. Second fill, half measure, 16th, is a right, kick, right, left, kick, right. And I'm saying right, left. Really, all you just need to differentiate here is the kick drum from the strokes that you're doing with your hand. And so with this fill, so I just did right, kick, left, right, kick, left. And so that may throw you off because you're doing those last two, you know, where it's the kick, snare on the upbeat, where it's like, and that may throw you off when you're doing a song, but once you get that down and, like, as I mentioned, practice that slow, it's going to sound really cool. Oh, shoot. So let me, I'm going to pause the mic here again, right here. Sometimes it gets a little loud with the drums. So right there, as I mentioned, the patterns, whether it's right, left, right, left, it doesn't matter, because in that instance I did, what was it, right, kick, left, right, or right, left, and then I did kick, right. And you'll hear that a lot with those, as I mentioned, I'll mention them a lot here, those drummers, like, dude, there's so many of them. For instance, I can think of just some of the greats that have been, you know, like Aaron Spears, any of those gospel drummers, you know, Tony Royster Jr., where they do the alternating kick, you know. And so get weird with that one too, because there are just a bunch of different ways that you can apply that fill. Let me check the thing here again. Dude, what's up, everybody? I always like when people tune into this. I appreciate it, y'all. So, if you haven't already, as we're going through this, I just want to throw it out there. In the description below, there are some links. If you're looking at getting better, you want to take it further with your drumming, you want to get better with your creativity, you're stuck in a box and you want to break outside that box and just stop playing the same things, or maybe find motivation with your drumming, with your practice in this new year. Take advantage of the courses that I have below. They're going to help you, whether it's your creativity, coming up with drum fills, you want to get your weak hand faster, being able to play more, or maybe it's just some rudimental stuff, or you want to lesson with me in the description below. Take advantage of those. I can help you out. I can get you to where you want to go to get you past the plateau, because that's what we're about here at Attuned Musician, getting drummers past their plateau, finding motivation, and just falling in love with drums again and music. So with that, let's get on to the third fill here. The third half measure 16th fill is just a right-left kick, left, right, kick, right, left. And once again, we're just concerned more about where the kick drum is. And so if I was to slow that down, this third half measure 16th fill is. And this is something you may hear a lot. Oh, shoot. I have to slow it down because I'm like, where's the kick again? But all it is. So that one's fun. You can really get a lot done with that. And I think I actually talked about a variation of this linear fill in a video that I did a few months ago. But I'm going to turn this mic off here and then do some variations of that around the kit so you can get some ideas, hopefully help you to be able to just kind of, hey, that sounds cool. I want to do something like that and maybe add on to it. And so let's do it. As I mentioned with the last fill, this is just half measure, but you could make that a full measure and just kind of stretch it out a little bit and really get some cool patterns in there. That's a really fun one, and that is honestly, if you look up a lot of videos and even search the forums over the years, you know, where the internet has been around, that's one of those patterns that a lot of drummers will talk about with learning linear drumming, is that right-left kick. Similar to the right-left kick, but it's just a triplet: right-left kick, right-left kick, right-left kick, right. You know, and so that's a really fun one. So that fill is just a variation of that, where it's just a. And so with that, I like to do the things where it's like going from the highest tom to the lowest tom, because it kind of adds just a little bit of like, I don't know the word, pizzazz, or like build up to the song. I mean, think about, you know, I can't think of the dang song, Coming in the Air Tonight, where he's like, but same thing there, you know, he's starting from the highest tom. Lots of different drummers do that. And so with that, man, I feel like I'm going to get scolded in the it's for that one. Super, super fun. Try that out. Once again, slow to fast, back down to slow, you know, where it's comfortable. Don't get sloppy with it. And then practice with the metronome, and then just repeating the patterns over and over and over and over again until you're just sick and tired of it. Wow, okay, so we're 25 minutes in here. So let's get into the 16th triplet half measure fills. So with these, a little bit more, you know, we were doing 8 notes before because it's half measure, 16th note fills. 8 notes before 16th notes, but 8 notes for a half measure. This is half measure 16 triplets, so we're doing 12 because we're doing 6 and then 6, and so it's like. So this one is just right, and once again, take this sticking as you will. Right, kick, kick, right, left, kick, kick, left, right, kick, left, right. Or once again, it could be right, left, or left, right, left, left, right, right. However you want to do that. Practice it always. It's going to be really helpful for you. It's what I do. So. Make sure this mic's not off. Sometimes I mute it and I forget. So yeah, all it is you know, maybe you're doing some, you want to do 16 note triplet fills are fun, you know. I keep doing the kick first. So it's just 12 notes. So these are obviously more notes, so it's like you almost have to play that faster unless you're playing slower speeds. And so with these 16th note triplets are going to be really more advanced than the 8th notes or the 16th notes, as we just went over the 16th notes, because you have 4 more notes there, because it's And so with this one, once again, this is one of those fills and patterns that's just fun. Practice just doing that pattern over, and you may have to do it slow at first to be like, where is the kick drum? Where are the right lefts or the left rights or the right rights or the left lefts? But it's just. In the way. And so these are ones that I'm always still practicing because they're just super, you get faster and you're like, bro, where's the kick? As I mentioned, like, so I'm still, that's one of those things where I'm still like trying to just come up with different patterns and doing that faster and doing it more smooth. And so slowly, once again. So the next 16th note triplet pattern is so I just did a hi-hat to end it, but it's 12 notes. Ah, shoot. And so that's one of those fills that you may have to do. It ends with a kick drum, and if you want to crash on one, that's going to be where you have to double up on that kick drum. The mic here. So I start getting lost in these fills because a lot of times I'll notate these out and I'm like, this is really cool. I want to keep like going on with that, and that's what I'm doing. Like, start just experimenting with that, as I mentioned. What's going on here? What's going on? Dude, 26 views. Slip, hill, Phil Fett. Yes, that's what it is, dude. Thank you. Phil Collins. Dude, I had a brain fart crusher. Thanks for tuning in, man. Yeah, Phil Collins. So it's like that. Thanks for it, man. I was having a brain fart there. I couldn't remember. So yeah, with that, dude, these half measure 16-note triplet fills are going to be really fun. They're going to be really challenging because they're still challenging for me. I'm always like, just especially with the double bass part, you know, where it's 2 kick drum notes. Because it's 1 at the end, followed by the crash, you know, if you're starting off that 1. You don't have to, that's just... I just do it, you know, doubles at the end there. So the last fill, I talked about it a little bit as far as like the kick, right, left kick, right, left, or right kick, left kick. The triplet patterns there. with this last half measure 16 note triplet fill, it's just kick right left, kick right left, kick right left, kick right left. And so same thing as what I just talked about as far as the linear fills that you'll find, whether it's on different forums, like different drum forums, or on YouTube or on blogs or whatever. It would sound something like this in a beat. So that is a really, really fun fill that you can do. And so as I did there, I'll do things where it's like right, left, kick right, left, or practice those, like kick, right, right, kick, left, left. Kick right, left, kick left, right. That's going to help your fluidity even more because you're working on that weaker hand. You're working on just doing more things other than alternating. And so with that, that is just the basics of the linear. And this is one of my favorite things to talk about because it's one of my favorite things in drumming. With linear, it's going to help you. It's going to free up your drumming. And so with all this stuff, as you get to just doing the alternating and you're doing the right, lefts, or left, whatever the sticking is, but the kick, you're incorporating that. From there, you can start doing some things where it's like you're doing some paradiddle-like things, inverted paradiddles. I do those a lot in my videos, like when I'm just kind of messing around or like warming up. Do those little double things with the flam on the tom and the snare drum. So, you know, as you get more advanced with those like linear fills, whether it just be alternating between the kick drum and right, or kick drum right, left, whatever it is, you can start doing those things where it's like, as I mentioned, the paradiddles. And so a really cool fill, I'll end it with this, is right, left, left, kick. And then you accent that next snare hit. So, right, left, left, kick, followed by snare, accented, and then left. Snare, left, right, left. And so as you get faster with that, it's really fun. And so with that, if you haven't already, I'm going to mention it again. Hit that subscribe button, hit the bell notification, so that way you're notified every single time we upload a video here. I try to do videos of every caliber. I've got a lot of gear videos. and I've got a lot of like comparison, this versus that, and sometimes I know there's some it may not necessarily be, oh, you're comparing this, and that's like comparing apples to oranges. And so I just try to pump out everything here to make it entertaining, whether it be gear, opening stuff, and then obviously I love just lessons where I feel like I can help drummers who may be stuck. And so if there's something that you're stuck with behind the drums, let me know. Just throw a comment below. Let me know what you're struggling with here behind the drums. What is it? Is it linear drumming? Is it you playing the same things? Is it your double stroke rolls, your single stroke rolls, your paradiddles, your flams? Maybe it's your speed. Whatever it is, I want to help you get past those plateaus. And so we have a lot of stuff here, gear stuff, silly stuff. I get loud. I get whatever. Like I want to help you. And so let me know. But share this video with 5 of your closest drummer friends or musician friends, whoever it is. Like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I think I'm at 953 subscribers. I would love to hit 1,000. I know I will eventually, but the faster, the better, because it's just super, super fun, and I love when people jump on here and engage and everything. Thanks, Crusher, for throwing that comment on here. I appreciate that. That Phil Collins fill is famous. Everybody knows that drum fill. And that is a variation of linear drumming, and so that's what we talked about today. So also, in the description below, as I mentioned, there are, if you are looking at getting better with drums, some drum lessons. Wow, dude, I'm like throwing stuff around. Drum lessons or courses, whether it be your speed, your creativity, your weaker hand, or you're just wanting to get past drum plateaus, in the description, check out some of my courses. Book a lesson with me. I would love to help you out. But with that being said, thank you again. And until next time, the Lord bless you all. Hope you have a blessed night. In Jesus' name. Till next time, stay attuned.